Escape from the California Fires, a story inspired by real events of Los Angeles wildfires. I never thought my life could change in just one night. My name is Edward. I'm 29 years old, and I own a shopping mall in Los Angeles, California. I lived alone in a beautiful house on a hill with large windows that showed an amazing view of the city. My parents are successful business people, but they're always busy. I've always been independent, running my life quietly and calmly. That night, I was sleeping soundly in my bed, unaware that everything was about to change. It started with my phone buzzing nonstop. I was too tired to pick it up, thinking it could wait until morning. But then I heard sirens in the distance and strange noises outside, a mix of chaos and urgency. That's when I woke up. The moment I reached for my phone, it rang again. It was Henry, my close friend. "Hey, Edward, are you all right? It's me, Henry. There's a fire near your location. You need to leave now." Still groggy and half asleep, I tried to stand up, but I stumbled and fell. When I looked out of my window, the view I always loved was now a scene of disaster. Flames lit up the dark sky, and smoke filled the air. My heart raced. This wasn't just a warning. This was real. I grabbed a bag and packed it with a few essentials: my passport, some cash, a water bottle, and a family photo. Then I picked up my pet, Liren, a white Persian cat who looked just as panicked as I felt. When I stepped outside, I faced a tough decision. On one side was my beloved hard-earned Ford Mustang, my dream sports car. On the other, a sturdy SUV. My heart raced at the thought of leaving the Mustang behind, but I knew the fire was no ordinary threat. It wasn't just about the car. It was about my life. With a heavy heart and a few tears, I made the choice to drive the SUV, knowing the fire would soon take my Mustang. It felt like I was leaving a piece of my soul behind. As I drove down the hill, it felt like I was entering a scene from hell. Flames consumed the trees on both sides of the road. Ashes floated in the air, covering the windshield. The wind carried sparks, and the noise outside was terrifying. Sirens blaring, trees cracking as they burned, and the roar of the fire itself. My heart pounded as I struggled to focus. The smell of burning wood and smoke filled the car, making it hard to breathe. I passed by my shopping mall on the way. It was completely destroyed, reduced to ashes. Tears filled my eyes. Years of hard work were gone in moments. My hands trembled on the steering wheel as I tried to push the thought away and focus on surviving. The road ahead was no better. Fire covered parts of it, and visibility was down to just a few meters. A tree, half engulfed in flames, suddenly fell onto the road ahead of me. My chest tightened as I slammed on the brakes, narrowly avoiding a collision. "Please, God, don't let this be the end," I prayed silently. My hands gripped the wheel so tightly they hurt. For a moment, I thought I wouldn't make it. I called Henry, my voice trembling. "Henry, I'm scared. The fire is everywhere. What should I do?" Henry's calm voice was my lifeline. "Edward, you're strong. Just keep driving. Don't stop. God is with you." Liren meowed nervously from the passenger seat, her wide eyes reflecting my panic. I'd never seen her so scared. In that moment, I realized how fragile life was. I made promises to myself, ones I'd never made before. I promised to stop gambling, stop drinking, and live a better life. I was too young to die, and I didn't want my life to end here. Finally, I reached an area where firefighters were stationed. They waved me in, and I parked my SUV. The tires smelled like they were burning, and I could feel the heat even inside the car. Firefighters sprayed water on the tires and told me to keep moving as the air was still unsafe. Around me, people were crying, holding their pets, and comforting each other. I saw the fear and relief in their faces, and it mirrored my own feelings. I drove further, leaving the danger behind, and eventually made it to Henry's house, far from the wildfires. But the experience stayed with me. The scenes of that night replayed in my mind: the flames, the destruction, The loss. I couldn't sleep properly for days. The panic and fear haunted me, and I had to take medication to calm myself. My shopping mall was gone. My beautiful home was gone, and I felt like a part of me was gone too. Over the next few days, the fires continued to rage. More than 50,000 people had to evacuate. The flames destroyed over 12,000 buildings and killed 24 people. Some fires were eventually contained, but the damage was already done. I realized how lucky I was to be alive. Many people lost everything: their homes, their pets, their loved ones. Some didn't make it out at all. This experience changed me. I realized that life is fragile, and money can't protect you from everything. I decided to rebuild, but not just my business. I wanted to rebuild myself. I borrowed money from my parents and started over. I worked harder and smarter, but I also became more compassionate. I donated to organizations helping fire victims, and I tried to support others who had lost more than I did. Today, I'm a different person. I've left behind my reckless habits and embraced a life of purpose. The fire took so much from me, but it also gave me a new perspective. I learned that disasters can strike anyone, anywhere, but they can also teach us the value of life and the importance of helping each other. If you're listening to my story, I hope it reminds you to cherish what you have. Life can change in a moment, but with courage and hope, we can always find a way to start again. Life is an unseen journey. It's not always about achieving. Many lose what's most precious to them. Let's join hands and help each other to make this world a better place to live.
Watch more amazing stories from our channel and improve English in a fun way. Good day, listeners.